iOS 4.1 to hit our devices next week, the iPod Touch gets a complete revamp, and the possibility of getting Flash on our iPhones gets closer, sort of. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocketnow iReview, the show where we go through all the week's cool and not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. As always, let's start off with the cool. So yes, Apple's music event finally happened on September 1st, and aside from being the first show that Apple brings streamed live through QuickTime, we did get a couple of positive changes. To start with, we had iOS 4.1 finally being released as of next week for iOS devices. We know that this doesn't apply to first generation iPhones, it only applies to the iPhone 4, iPhone 3GS, and iPhone 3G. Out of the changes, one of the good things is we finally get fixes for a lot of bugs, and a lot of them have to do with the iPhone 3G. So if you're carrying an iPhone 3G and have a lot of latency, you have a device that's giving you a lot of trouble, probably 4.1 is going to be the upgrade for you, even if it's only going to give you folders and a couple of other things. Another thing that finally happened is that we are going to get Game Center for iOS devices to finally be released. This will allow you to get social gaming and a couple of other goodies, you know, just being prepared for the Xbox Live feature that's coming in for Windows Phone 7. You know how competition is. And then another thing is we are going to get TV rentals for $1, though Amazon just pulled off their TV buys for $1, so let's see how long that lasts. Something else we're getting on iOS 4.1 is HDR photos, and what that is you take a picture and the camera actually figures out how to take a low exposure picture on one side, a normal exposure picture on the other, and a higher exposure picture in the end, and actually choose the best one, even though I'm not sure we can actually trust the software just yet. We're going to have to see the release coming out and see how it works in real time. And also the ability to finally upload HD videos over Wi-Fi. So there are a lot of cool changes on iOS 4.1, actually a lot more of the changes that we actually predicted, so it's going to be a good upgrade. Let's see what happens on either, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday. They said next week, so let's wait for the upload to be available. Continuing on with the cool, Apple has just released a new version of the iPod Touch. It's not going to be called iPod Touch 4 or the next generation iPod Touch, just iPod Touch. It brings the Retina display we were predicting it to bring, FaceTime calls over email through a front-facing video camera. You're also going to get a backward camera for pictures and HD video recording, though we're still not sure how many megapixels it'll bring. We just know it has 960 by 720 resolution. Also, it brings a much sleeker design, really cool design, really totally different. It's not the glass-on-glass design that we were expecting, but it is something different to what we were actually expecting Apple to bring with this device. Apple's also adding the 3-axis gyro. You're also going to get 40 hours of battery life, and you're going to pay $229 if you want the 8GB model, $299 if you want the 32GB model, and you're going to end up paying $399 if you want the 64GB model, though where's the 16GB? We're not sure. And having such a little price gap between them is sort of weird, but it's the new iPod Touch. And it's going to be released as of next week, so also expect that coming up if you're interested in having an iPhone experience without the data plan. Now, rumors are that Apple's finally going to release a batch of iPhone 4 devices without antenna issues as of the end of this month. Now, why do we know this rumor? Well, the iPhone 4 was released in Mexico just a couple of days ago, and the Telcel manager actually was telling people that, yeah, if you get the iPhone 4 right now, you'll probably get reception issues, but as of September 30th, we are going to get a new batch of devices that don't, so you can exchange it afterwards. What does this mean? Well, we never know. We're not really sure if this news actually includes that Apple's going to fix the antenna issues that other customers are currently having, but at least we know that if you buy your device as of September, or at least we think, you're probably not going to get antenna gate issues. Let's see what happens. And we're going to leave this as a rumor for now, but we're probably going to get Flash-based browsing as of a couple of days from now. Why? Well, Skyfire is a browser that a lot of us already know. We've seen it on Windows Phone and we've seen it on Android. And what it does is it has a really cool way of giving you server-based navigation through your mobile device. So you're actually using your mobile device right now, you're opening a web page on Skyfire, but it's actually rendering everything on a server and bringing you what the server brings to the iPhone. So the cool part is it actually can also play Flash-based content. So we're probably going to get this, we're really not sure. It all depends if Apple approves this. Now, given that Apple actually approved Opera Mini just a couple of weeks ago, it could be a possibility, not really know what to make of it, but we'll keep you posted, see what happens. Now let's continue on with the not so cool. iTunes 10 got released as of Wednesday, and why is this on the not cool section? Well, it brings something called Ping. Now, what is Ping? It's supposed to be that social network that we talked about a couple of days ago. And it's that. I mean, it's a social network for you to share and know what your friends are listening to, their impressions on music. Probably the only cool thing I find about this feature is that I can actually follow YouTube or follow Lady Gaga or any of my, favorite artists and know what they listen to and know when their concerts are going to be. And that's it. That's Ping. You can get it in iTunes, and you can also get it on your iOS device if you go into the iTunes feature of your iPhone or iPod Touch. Now, Apple, we were really not expecting this. We were actually expecting more. I mean, what happened to iTunes to the cloud? Steve, I'm actually going to quote you on this.
Want to share your content that you've bought or somehow otherwise acquired amongst your various devices.
And you can't do that today, right, with iTunes?
You can do that today with a wire. You cannot do that today without a wire. So we need to work harder on that.
You do?
We do.
So you're going to do better?
We need to do better.
Okay. Anytime soon?
We're working on it.
Right. So what's the excuse now? So, if we're not going to get iTunes in the cloud, Steve-O, I mean, at least let us stream stuff over Wi-Fi. It's 2010, buddy. Come on. That's going to wrap it up for today's iReview. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions or comments you have about this video, let us know at twitter.com/PocketNow tweets or youtube.com/PocketNow video. That's it for now.